Hello. So this is the video for the experiment or investigation that I'm going to do. So these are the materials I'll be using. You probably already read that off the website, and here they are. These are all the materials I'm going to be using, and a couple over here. And this is the mic I'll be using to record them all. So I'll be using Audacity, which is a recording software to do the recording. So I'll quickly open that up, and we can get started. Here it is, and I'll be using this page as reference to what I'm going to be observing. We're going to be observing the sound waves that each of these objects emit. So yeah, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is a Nintendo Switch with the speakers over here. In the light, you can see those are the speakers, the stereo speakers. The next thing to capture is the Joy-Con being attached. This is without the console on. Some buttons being pressed. See, the microphone's picking that up perfectly. Next is a pen being tapped on the table. Tapping on the microphone too. Next is a simple finger tap on the table and the microphone, and just for good measure, I will also do it on the mouse pad, which is very far away from the microphone. This is tapping on the mic. This is tapping on the table. This is tapping on the mouse pad. Next up is keyboard typing. Alright, next up is a loud video on my tablet. Now, I opened up YouTube on this thing, and I'm going to play a loud video from the speakers. I need hearing aids for that one. And lastly, the last thing we're going to do is Rubik's Cubes. Let's have two of them being smashed together. Here is me rotating it. And that's it. Those are all the objects. So now it's time to stop the recording. And we can see we have 8 minutes of audio. I spent some time recording things and whatnot. Now we need to observe the properties of the waveforms. So meanwhile, I'm going to cut out some of the waste of the audio, and then we can get down to business. Hi, I'm back. It only took like 1 second for you in real time, but actually I spent probably 2 minutes chopping all the audio up, so now we have 3 minutes. That's very nice. So we're going to be going through this and observing each and every wavelength. Now, how are we going to do that? You can see that all of the audio programs do this. We get the waveform representation of the audio. Now, audio is not transversal, as you know, but it can also be represented like this. It looks like a lot of people agree. So we're going to see the wavelengths, but then how are you going to observe this level of detail on this? So we're going to zoom in, and by zoom in I mean really zoom in. There we go, we have all the wavelengths here. There's a lot of scrolling we have to do, but it's going to be worth it. First and foremost, which is the obvious, is the amplitude. Now amplitude, it means that the higher this is from like the center. Let me go into Audacity and select a silent, make this a silent part of the audio. Let's do that. this will make it silence. So let's click that. And look at that, it's now silent. Let's try and preview that. Now only that part of the audio is silent. That means the amplitude is 0. But the more that it is above this line, there is a faint black line here you cannot see because of the camera, but there is a 0 length, and these are higher. If this is the more distance it is from the line, then the more louder it is. As you can see here, these are very loud, but these are very silent. Let's hear that. That's it. Those are all the objects. Even Audacity has a tool. It gets into the red when it's too loud. So, the next one I wanted to see is pitch. The frequency, or period, I guess, or whatever, but this, it gets bigger the lower pitch that it is, and it gets more packed together the higher pitch it is. So we're gonna prove that right now. Effects. Change the pitch. This dialog comes up. We're going to decrease the pitch and see. Let's press OK on that. It's going to apply it. As you can see, this is the same length. This is the one that we have changed. You can see that over here it's kind of a bumpy road here, but even here it's a little bit smoother. Kind of like a little noisy, but here you can actually see the crests and whatnot. Here, let's just apply the pitch effect here and increase it. Now you can see there it's more packed together, and again, it's not faster. Here is the normal track. The next thing to capture. Here is the other track, the slow one, not the slow one, the decreased pitch one. Next thing to capture. Here is the high pitch one. Normal, it's more spread out and more packed together. We are going to determine the wavelengths of these. First thing, Nintendo Switch audio game capture. Well, first of all, you can see it's not very loud, but and it's also we can see the wavelengths, so it's not too packed together. So I think it's a medium pitch. Next thing, the Joy-Con switching noises. Now you can see that this is a very high amplitude because it is quite loud, and the waveforms are quite packed together. Also, here's my voice. Here's me speaking, and even though there's these little disturbances in the middle, you can notice that it's mainly like slow waves, so my voice is pretty low pitch. So yeah. Here's the pen being tapped on the table. The waves are very packed together. It is a very high pitch. Here is it being tapped on the microphone. My finger being tapped on the microphone. So, and well, this microphone, it's not really hitting against any metal. Not really, because I have this pop filter on, which eliminates the sounds in the microphone whenever speaking. Sound like this without the pop filter. Just a cool little cushion. But here is my finger tapping onto the microphone. It starts out low pitch. Here's me typing on the keyboard. It's very high pitch. You can see it's not like too loud, and it's kind of high pitch because the waves are packed together very densely. Here is the loud video I played on my tablet. Now, as you can see, it's not a high pitch because it's the waves are not packed too closely together, but it's not too loud since I recorded with some distance from the microphone, but it's a very constant, which is why it's kind of irritating to listen to. Here's me rotating a Rubik's Cube. It's very high pitch. Most of these sounds settle, so it's not really a constant, like, it's gonna fade out over time. Because, sound, like, it bounces and then it loses sound over time due to reflection. Unlike light, where you can see miles down you can't hear from there, but you can see all the way over there. You can see the moon, but you can't hear the moon. That would be nice if we could hear the moon. We can see aliens. So that's it for this audio track. I'm going to try to pull up a constant noise, and let's see what the wavelength is. Okay, so I pulled up this I don't know what it's called, but it's a constant audio. You can see it's a rectangle. It's this. So we're going to zoom in. Look at that. It's a constant wavelength. Look at that. It looks a lot like this. It's a constant high amplitude. It has a constant, what's it called? Period. This is period, right? It has that too. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope it didn't bore you. Yeah, thanks for watching my experiment. Thank you. See ya.